Hello and welcome to episode 8 of our Timberborn update for modded playthrough with the Waterbeavers faction here in Cycle 14, Day 6. That's right, we're back in update 4 for at least a little while longer as we have our Waterbeaver playthrough back in action once again on Waterbeaver Wednesdays, taking a little bit of a detour to do some update 5 stuff, which has been great fun. So if you haven't seen those, please go check those videos out. They're having a whole lot of fun with all the new bad ties and everything. But we're back here in what is still, I think, the most challenging version of Timberborn I've ever played. So versions of stuff get updated and different things change, but this is definitely one of the more challenging ones, as we've seen in the past several episodes. But today we have this new district we started last episode. We've got to get this up and running properly. We've got plenty to do here, getting food and water pumping and everything completely stabilized and all good to go. Probably will take most of today's episode to accomplish that. But there's still plenty of stuff to get done over here as well, as we have this area continuing to expand and develop. Researching additional blueprints. Well, I think right now they're making scaffoldings, but eventually we're going to make large water wheels and everything and see if we can get gravity batteries going. But that's going to require a lot more in the way of metal production, and that's not something we've done a whole lot with. We've got a little bit going, but we have plenty that can still be done. Primary focus, though, is definitely going to be on getting our water pumping up and running and good storage of everything and the like. Currently, we have 7 beavers here in District 2, not yet named. You can vote on names for this next week. Or maybe the end of this week. I was going to do it earlier this week, but surprise, Update 5 came out and then we spent a whole week playing that. So apologies. But we will eventually vote on a name for this district. So make sure you keep giving me good suggestions and I will run a poll before the next Waterbeavers episode goes up. But I digress. Let's get right back to work. They have this water pump to complete. This house, lodge, whatever, which appears to be the next thing they're building, except there's no pine resin, because it hasn't been brought through our district crossing here. It should be, except there's not enough available workers because, well, we don't have anywhere for... Well, we do have places for them to live, actually, because everything's a house. I always forget. So we'll see. We also have to get... what's it called? Pine resin. There we go. Brain doesn't want to work today. I have to get pine resin harvesting happening in this district because everything is underwater that was previously growing. And yeah, we're going to have to do a little bit of something about that. It is nice to have the extra water storage, but I think we're going to want to actually kind of dry this area out a little bit and take advantage of all of our brambles and our pine trees that are all, well, now kind of dead. But that is definitely something we want to get to. It's just that in this game, it is very hard with this mod to have the dams built. They take a lot of resources versus the base game, which kind of just, you know, lets you do whatever. So, yeah, suffice to say, we can't just do it the same way we've always done it. So it's probably unrealistic for us to actually be able to dry this back out. So what we'll end up doing instead is planting other trees up here after we start irrigating things properly, because we have crappy irrigation towers. We've got super fertilizing irrigation towers, irrigation tower lodges, and all sorts of different stuff. We also just, you know, have the regular boring old water dumps. But those are also fun because you notice what's missing is easy access to dynamite. We haven't gotten that yet. And, well, to make the dynamite, we have to go... I actually don't even know how we make it in this game. I haven't looked it up. But something in here is going to make it. Maybe it's... Yeah, it would be real nice if this had a wiki. I could just look stuff up, but it doesn't. At some point, I will figure out how to make dynamite, and maybe we'll mess with that. But for the time being, it just kind of seems like that's not something we need to be worrying about that much. Yeah, I don't see... I know we have to have some sort of... We have to have some sort of like a combination of different things to actually create the stuff that gets used to make the dynamite. But I don't know what building you build it in. Okay, this is all... Yeah, that has nothing to do with it. So, probably a waste of time for me to try to figure that out during a video. So if you have any idea how that actually works, please let me know. If not, then, well, obviously you're not going to be able to help. But I very, very much would like to know, so we can, you know, actually do stuff and not just sit here wondering, well, hey, why can't we do this? But there are still a couple things I mean, if we have the materials, we can make one of these kind of things. It's just not really going to work the way we want it to. But we could do something kind of like that. I don't know if I can get platforms going, our crappy platforms and all that fun stuff. But I think if we want to have irrigation, we're going to have to actually, you know, build a water dump and then later, maybe, mess with irrigation towers. But this, again, the problem with this is, look at the range. It's so small. If we have the water dump, it's actually going to be a pretty, wait, hold on. Oh, man, come on. Got to build these inside a Lido. Okay. Yeah, this is what happens. This is what happens when I try to do something. Okay. Because I can't build this at all over here. All right. Irrigation is, I guess, intentionally designed to be the biggest pain in the you-know-what possible, so maybe we won't mess with that. But irrigation tower... Oh, see, look at this. But it has to be built on top of a stilt house, which, again, there's nothing to contain the water, so this is almost pointless for us to try and do. Aquifer pumps? Oh, no, look how complicated that is. Yeah, forget it. We're not going to mess with this. At least not today until we have everything else kind of figured out. So let's put this thing in turbo mode. And all this to try and get pine resin, I swear. So I don't even have any storage for anything yet. So I gotta have... Oh, it goes in a warehouse. I gotta have somewhere to put this stuff, man. That's the problem is it's very, very easy to just get bogged down not being able to do anything. But let's make a little crappy warehouse for the pine resin. Prioritize that so they can actually import it. And we'll see what happens. But outside of that, these guys are going to kind of have a rough time of it until they actually can, you know, self-support everything. But they're on their way. The bramble flowers can't be harvested until this building is complete. But guess what? They need tools. We knew we had such a fun time trying to figure out how that worked. Tools and pine resin. These guys are making metal fasteners. This is actually pretty full, so I'm going to turn them back over to tools. Probably should just build another one, but for right now, that's not what we're looking at. So this is going to be storage for pine resin. I guess it's probably best for us to just go ahead and build some storages for different things. If I can get this to rotate, thank you. All right, now here's tool storage. That'll be fine there. Yeah, we just got to make it happen. Very, very slow, laborious process. But there are logs in this district, technically. So they'll figure it out. They're not going to die because, well, we have a building to pump. We don't have too much else. Yep, farm's got to have... Oh, okay, well, I kind of need that. Let's just do... There we go. Yeah, I got to have somebody in the farmhouse, got to have somebody in the water pump, and everything else will just figure itself out. But we have storage for pine resin now, so that works out just fine. We have somebody working as a hauler, so theoretically, they can start hauling. But we'll leave them to their own devices and come back here to our main district, which currently is actually doing pretty well. Don't really have too many complaints outside of I just have not figured out how to do everything yet. But food-wise, looking pretty good. We can make some improvements here. Checking our recipes here, we have salt, berry jam, and these are set to salt. So guess what? We can do braised cabbage here, which uses cabbage and mushrooms. which we currently have an abundance of both. And that's going to be a new and different type of food for our beavers and fill out another set of nutrition goals here. But yeah, you can see there's a ton of different stuff that we can get to. We just have to, you know, actually get to it. So that's the, I guess that's the fun of doing all this kind of stuff. We still have not been able to make any appreciable amount of paper at speed, although it is currently producing paper. We've got this Artist Lodge producing comic books. We've got the Copyist Lodge producing comic books as a form of recreation because we aren't producing blueprints that we actually need. We have 32 blueprints for giant buried tanks. We have 95 for large farmhouse. So, yeah, I don't think we need to be researching anything new just yet. But since we mentioned the buried tanks, this, well, we can't research it because we don't have the science for it, but this is going to be the next thing we want to build to store water. And we currently have everything we need, or we have the capability to have everything we need to construct this, with the exception of the metal blocks. And I'm going to be honest, I don't exactly remember where we were with our metal production, but I do know that we need to build a factory first to start actually making the metal. But I think we've been gathering some of the stuff, primitive smelting, etc. So we got something here. We got a wood burner, and our primitive ironworks is obviously able to make some stuff, but it's going to be a lot faster if we have an actual factory, which again we have to research. And the library can't currently operate at full efficiency because we somehow cannot make enough kimchi. I don't know exactly how that's even possible with, I don't know, how many barrels do I have? I have 12 different barrels making kimchi. Oh, we got to research that at the library and then unlock this with the research we do at the library. And then we have to have an anvil. But to get the anvil, we have to demolish the primitive ironworks. But we don't want to do that until we're sure we can build the factory, which means we have to have plenty of tools stored up, which can only be made in the primitive ironworks. We have to have fasteners, which can only be made in the primitive ironworks. And we also have to have, well, we have the planks, we have the logs, we have the gears, we have the scrap metal, and we have the tar. So we just need to make sure that we are staying on top of things with regard to making tools. So to that end, let's go ahead and make ourselves another storage just right here and have that be for tools so they can keep filling this up. Because once we have enough of that, we can just go ahead and say bye-bye to this thing and build ourselves a factory. But everyone's favorite thing, we're going to have to figure out some way of powering it, which has been an enormous pain this entire time trying to figure out how to do power. Because we only have, probably because of my stupidity, chosen this map that has a single water route upon which to construct everything. And we can't build large water wheels because we don't have the blueprints for it. We have a crappy water wheel, we have a regular water wheel, but we have to research it, and we don't have the science. So it seems like every single thing is revolving back around the whole idea of the library not having enough resources to have these guys working overtime. But I'm just going to turbocharge this thing and try to get a bunch of science real quick. We can pause it later, but we just need to make sure they're working to some degree of efficiency there. So we're going to let these two guys make some tools for a little bit. They don't have any coal, really? Oh, because this is mining salt. Okay. So how much salt do we have? 9. Okay, that's not ideal. I was at one point going to make another mine. Hold on, does the this one has a different recipe? Oh, that's for like gemstones or something. But if we build a second one of these and have this set for coal, then that will give our workers a little bit more of a chance to kind of fill these things out. So of course we're going to have a pile for all of this. We actually have the resources to make the large piles now, but for some reason I find myself wanting to keep doing things this way. And here comes a drought in 3 days. This will be set to, I guess I could just set this to coal, and this can be for the mountain salt again, since those will be right next to each other. Alright, I don't need 6 beavers in there. We can go down to 4. That's fine. Library can go down to probably 4. Be fine. But yeah, that got us a decent boost of science, which is just so much slower than the base game. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. But yeah, just make sure we want to keep an eye on that. And we do have storage for pine resin. We just don't have... Well, actually, we do kind of have the pine resin, because it's just been taken to the harvester's office. But as soon as that's done, well, it's going to be a house as well. But they can start gathering the brambles, which means they can start putting them in the fermentation barrels a little easier. And then we can have some kimchi, which is, of course, going to need a storage container and all that fun stuff. You can see how this all just gets really, really complicated really, really fast. So we have 350 science. We have a choice. We can research the regular water wheels and attempt to start moving industry stuff over here, possibly, in this area where we have a bunch of blueberry bushes that we probably don't care about anymore. Yeah, harvester's office can reach all of this. So what I'm going to do, we also have a ton of blueberry bushes. I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to make sure I leave a buffer so our brambles can't completely destroy everything. But I'm going to make sure that we're going to be in a decent spot to contain the brambles for harvesting purposes. Just got to make sure we don't make a boo-boo here. Because these things are fast. Very fast growing. I hope they can't jump across these gaps here. I feel like they probably can, so just to be safe. Oh, they can't reach that either, can they? I think we want to put our water wheels right around here if we research those. So it's probably actually going to be the best option to just go ahead and research the power first, start moving things around, and think about doing gravity batteries. Even if they're not perfect, it is still yeah, the light gravity batteries we can make. Yeah, let's go ahead. Large water wheel is still way far off. Let's go ahead and research the main one. And look, that's just the regular game model. So that's fine. Looks good to me. Just stick this thing here, here, and here. I can actually go 3 wide. That'll be nice. So how we'll get around this is we just have to have them remove enough of an area full of, oh no, brambles. That's going to grow really fast. We just got to be able to connect these paths, and then we can put in staircase. You know the drill at this point. Just a really, really, really slow process. Let's actually get that taken out before it causes any more damage. This guy's going to be doing this all day, because that's how that works. But if we can fully isolate these brambles to where they're not going to completely take over anything, then we can just harvest the flowers from them, and we'll probably be in pretty good shape. Yeah, I just got to get really, really careful about how these things spread or don't spread. And that's now rotating. So one of the other kind of hard things about this is every building seems to have a different input location for power. And some of them want to be in the water. I don't think I want to have all of them in the water. But yeah, look at this, 129. That's definitely a lot better than what we were looking at before. Screw press goes in through the bottom. We definitely want to make sure we have a couple of those. So where was that? Screw press here. There we go. So what is going to happen is these buildings are going to end up built kind of in a line like this. And it's not going to be as, shall we say, efficient of land use, ironically, building in a straight line. But that's definitely going to be something we want to make sure we're doing, because we have sunflower oil, we can make berry juice, and all sorts of stuff, but we have to, you know, actually be able to do it. And if we get all this stuff out of this corner here, I think that's going to be a much better place to bring it up here. Obviously, this is, well, there's no water here because it's a drought. But by the time this is all said and done, it should be functional. And this building, the rudimentary sawmill, also takes power in from the bottom. But the paper mill takes water in from the top. So the paper mill might actually end up being a building that we build down in the bottom here, because this actually would be a perfect use for that. Just stick that guy right there, and the path is going to fit pretty much perfectly on top of this. The only thing that we don't have is we don't have another building right here to build on top of. I'm going to pause construction on this for the time being. Just to make sure we're all good to go on that. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of culling here on our brambles, so I can fully just have this path go all the way out this way. And then I think we can take this path out and just have this whole area be brambles, and over here build industrialization type of things. But we got to be able to, you know, actually do things correctly. And that takes a pretty good bit of time. Worth doing, though. Just got to make it work. Yeah, come right in real quick so it doesn't have any chance to spread those things. This guy's going to spend all day doing this, I'm sure. All right, so brambles successfully contained over here actually means this can all get removed. And the brambles can happily spread in this area only. Hopefully. Hopefully that doesn't become a problem. Well, let's go ahead and get these guys connected here. We can't use this yet, but we're going to go ahead and have this set for sunflower oil. This one is set for berry juice. I love that the incredibly compact library set recipe is literally just putting a bunch of library books in a press and squeezing really hard. That is absolutely hilarious. So they're going to work on supplying these to make sure they're ready to go. Screw press axles is probably something we need to go ahead and make a few more of, if I can remember how it's actually made, which I think is in the log gnawing log gnawing station. Let's go. Instead of making sawdust, we're making screw press axles. So that has sawdust storage, clay pot. Let's just burn sawdust for right now and get that going. But now that these are in place, we can go ahead and we can start building out our power shafts. For the sake of sanity, I will just have those set up like so. So this can immediately start working, which means this one goes bye-bye, along with this, and 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 this. I'm going to leave... did I accidentally... I did. Well... Why can't I not, oh, because I have a path on top of this. That can go away. Which means this can go away, which means that can go away, that can go away. That can go away. That can go away. But this, for some reason, has to all be here for this to function. I'm gonna just leave this alone for right now. Two-story watertight lodge. Actually, that's a building we could put over here and use as kind of a bridge. But before we make a commitment to move this, we should make sure that this is going to actually be a viable thing over here. I think it'll be fine. We just have to have the the power go across correctly. So what I'm proposing is that because I don't have any other way to do this, how about we just do this, have this go over here. Now, if the crappy platform will have this go across it, yes, it will. Good. Shouldn't be too big of a deal. Just got to make sure that this is set up in a way that is going to allow us to have everything all connected. This building right here actually could have been a screw press. I don't know where every building connects to everything, which is, I guess, kind of the problem, but for right now, this seems like it's fine. The factory, obviously, is probably going to be a huge building, so that's not going to fit there. High temperature foundries. Look at all this. Look at all this stuff, man. Well, these two guys are going to be fine right here. And actually, yeah, this would have been the correct building to put here. So how in the world am I going to do this? Well, for right now, this is okay. We'll just leave this because it's already built. No real reason to unbuild it. Just kind of got to figure this stuff out all by ourselves. There we go. Brambles growing back, doing their thing. Plenty of logs to go in here. This, of course, just making regular paper. I think this should work fine as a start, but we're definitely going to want to figure something else out over here. And I need to blast this out so we can have this actually connected. I do need to make sure these are all three in a row. I think that's the only way to get enough power to run everything we want to run. But we'll see. For right now, this paper mill stays. What was the building that was here? Was that the... I really should have paid attention before I got rid of that. Was that a food processing building? Cooking tent, cooking house, mechanized kitchen house, huh? What? Was that a sawmill? Maybe it was a sawmill. I have to remember where all these buildings are. That's a mine, alchemist, etc. Where? Is it under industrial buildings? That's what it was. It was a sawmill. I don't know how I could forget that. This guy's got a power entrance on the bottom. Which actually, right here, depending on if I wanted to, redo this or not. Oh, but it wants to be, yep, it wants to have the entrance down in the water, because of course it does. Oh my god, man. I guess if I want this to actually connect, it should go here. Which I suppose is fine. I mean, it's obvious that this is designed to go in the water, and it just isn't going in the water right now. So don't really know exactly what to do about that. But all we have to do is just have a path come and connect up here. So what that means is we can put a little crappy warehouse, or we can put a... Actually, that's probably too big of a building to put there. We just have to have something to store something over here. Not really exactly sure what that is going to have to be, but yeah, that's still the same size. Yeah, if I do that, then I can have a staircase here or here. Oh no, I've got spiral staircases. I should be doing those. So I want that to go to the left. So that... These are just different designs, I guess. I don't need to worry about spiral. There we go. That fits there. And then I guess I should probably have a pile. There we go. Screw press is going to require sunflower seeds. This is going to require logs. So I'm going to have this hold logs. screw press axles. You know, maybe this is better to have two smaller ones instead of this single crappy one. Pile-wise. Long, tiny piles. Here I go using all my science again, but is it more valuable to have the sunflower seeds and the berries stored over here? Oh, I meant to do warehouses. Oh, well, I can do those too. We're working on it, folks. We're working on it. This is definitely a process for me to attempt to figure out how to actually play the game. Alright, so that's going to go there. That works just fine. That's attached. This has to have a path. But now we can actually go across this way and connect to the top levels of other things, as well as whenever we get around to researching ladders, then that can go here and we can have some other storage right on top of this. So thinking a little bit slightly, well, hold on. Is that, oh no, that's a beaver's tail. I thought it was a tongue. No, it's like looking a whole lot like a tongue there. That's kind of cursed. But I digress. Let's just do this. Build this here. And I believe, platform-wise, do I dare use a scaffolding? Absolutely not. We're going to use the crappy platform instead. And now this should all be nice and connected. Drought's just about over. So this will allow us to reclaim this corner for farming purposes. So I'm sure everyone will be nice and excited about. What's on top of this that I can't get rid of it? Oh, it's the path right here. Yeah, so farewell. All of this weird, misguided, ugly construction in the way of, well, everything. And now look at all this. We have more room for sunflowers. So that is what we will plant back here. Looking good. That's an improvement. We didn't even check on these guys. How they're doing over here? Oh, they're surviving. They got pine resin. They've got, I guess they're eating kimchi. They don't really have any storage for it. So let's give them a, oh no, then I gotta import all this stuff, but we should have, at the very least, should have, a plank of some kind. A plank of a tank. Plank tank. Which one of these is kimchi? Now I gotta remember, food. Is that awful stew? Okay. There it is. So that's what will go there. Then they can at least do that. But hey, they are gathering bramble flowers, so that's looking good. And we should see our water come through here pretty shortly, and then all of this will be running, ready to go. We still have to build access to this. But, wow, we're making almost 500? Nice. So that's operating at full power, full power, full power. Love to see that. That's good. Now we just have to have the paper mill, and that is what I was going to do, was maybe move in a two-story lodge, but that's going to have... Oh, this might actually work like this, because I could just have a... Yeah, let's do that. We'll just build across the lodge, and then use a... yeah, we'll use the double platform. Actually, no, I can't put that there. This has to be a regular, yep, regular platform with, oh no, I did it wrong. Hold on. Oh man, I tell you what, this thing absolutely breaks my logic center in my brain. I'm telling you. I know I want the two-story, why is this? Oh, that's the entrance on the top floor. Okay. What we need to do is we need to have this rotated another way here, so we can have the stairs come down the side instead. Because this has to be double platform. That has to be, I'm not going to use scaffolding. I don't dare do that. We're going to have this just brought around the corner like that. Regular stairs, regular path. And it's a little weird, but it should work. And that might give us a huge explosion of population, but I think it's going to be a necessary thing. Good news, though, is that this is generating plenty of power, and we just have to figure out a way to harness that power. And this area is clean. No longer looks like a complete ecological disaster of nonsense. And that gives us a little more room to plant rice. Not that we really need to. We already have plenty. Well, for right now. And these trees aren't marked for cutting, so let's do that real quick. Just make sure these are all selected. There we go. I know we had a bunch of this stuff before. Unmark this because there's no more trees there. And this is no longer trees at all. So I think we're at the point now where we can stop cutting these trees down. Period, point blank. Our checkerboard pattern, contrary to some people's belief, actually does work to spread trees. This is a seedling. But yeah, let's unmark all of this area for cutting and mark all of this area for cutting. So everything behind here will be removed, and all of this can be used to get pine resin. But before we get too comfortable with stuff, I kind of want to have another path connecting all of this. So maybe we want to actually have a path come through the woods here, or at the very least just have it come down this way somewhere. Because I want this to all be connected. So maybe I'll cut those down too. Yeah, let's do that. Just have these guys come in this way. Have them follow the little hill here. But yeah, this is going to allow us to build some other useful stuff here. Now, the wood felling planification lodge. This can actually go away, and we can use this space for something else, like more storage of water or food or something like that. Because if they're not cutting any trees down here, we don't need to have them here. What we'll need to do instead is build one of those over in this area. Probably, how close is this? 68%. If I take a look, 63, 67. Yeah, I'm going to have these 4 trees. Get out of here. This area right here is going to get turned into a wood felling planification lodge. Because I believe they'll be able to reach all of this. Then we can get rid of these lumberjack flags, and that will work a-okay. So we'll keep this stuff around. We're not in a huge rush to get all of this done super fast, but we definitely want to make sure we're getting something done. And we're making paper now. If we have sawdust, which because we're burning it, we don't have anymore. So I guess we'll just turn that off until I figure out what we're doing. Tooth cut planks, we probably don't need anymore because, well, we have our sawmill. But we don't have saw blades because we're out of saw blades. Tools, saw blades. See, this is why we need the factory. But we have tools. We have metal fasteners. We don't have the science, which was one of our problems. So they have to keep making screw press axles. Do I have storage for axles anywhere? I feel like that's clay pots, medium cauldrons, more clay pots. This doesn't store there. Screw press axles, does that store in a pile or a... yes, it does. So we do need to have storage over here for something. I don't know if I need to worry about having log storage right here. It probably should be screw press axles. Because we have all of this space up here for log storage. Probably should have all of it up here. There we go. So we'll do that. We haven't checked on our mines. Okay, good. This is working fantastic. We got the pink mountain salt. I guess that's supposed to be Himalayan salt, or in the real world would be. And coal, so that's working great. Looking good. They're going to slowly move this out to be screw press axles, which these guys are currently making slowly. So we just need sawdust. We have the gears, we have pine resin, we have a little bit of sawdust. That's not ideal, but it is working out okay. And this 2-story watertight lodge, I don't think we need to worry about getting rid of, at least not right now. Got some more trees to cut down. They're working on it here. And as soon as they do, then I want to put in a staircase. But this isn't grown yet. No, it is grown. Okay. They just haven't gotten around to it. So there's lots of baby trees everywhere. Meanwhile, back over here in unnamed District 2, we still have not built these because we need scaffolding. Oh, that's a pain. Does that mean I gotta build... I think I do have to build a pile for the scaffolding. No, that doesn't get stored in scaffolding, so how do I... don't tell me I gotta put that in a warehouse. Alright, fair enough. So what else can go in here? Don't have any storage for logs, do we? Well, since I already built it, I might as well put some logs in here, just so we have them. That seems to be okay. We need some water storage, which is something we were going to do. Obviously, we don't have the giant buried tank in here. We could, if we wanted to import everything, but we don't have the science for it, so I think for right now, medium tank can't flood. Well, it can flood, which I guess is the funny thing. But if we have that right there, have that set to water. Move the path in place. Kimchi storage is kimchi-ing, I guess. Now how are we looking over here? These are still a couple days away from being finished. This is all working kind of okay. Somewhat fine. Screw press axles, definitely a slow process. I wonder if these always have to be made at the log gnawing station. I sure hope not. But I also don't know where else we're going to be able to actually make those. Wine cellars, huh? Yeah, because we have to have the grapes, but we don't have those yet. Elevator to the abyss. Yeah, we really need to get our factory going. Don't have quite enough in the way of science just yet. But our kimchi consumers are on the case. I guess that's what we can call the nerds in the library. Out here reading books and eating all of our kimchi. Not a good food eat in a library if you ever eat food in the library, which I probably wouldn't recommend anyway, but it is rather fragrant. Tastes good, but other people might not be a fan of that. I really gotta this is one of our beard boosters whose name is written out in Hebrew, but the game for some reason does not have the ability to read Unicode Hebrew text, so just a bunch of question marks. Sorry, buddy. Gotta get that fixed. But that's who that is, in case you were wondering. Yeah, as soon as I get 300 science, then I think, depending on how the power input for the, what was this thing called? Factory. Depending on what the, wait, people live in the factory? Hold on. What is this, 1800s? Is this like child labor? How are you gonna have inhabitants living inside of a factory? That's okay. Well, it would not have been my choice. What are we putting in here? Water. Yeah, let's not do this. Let's instead put a nice big, well, a nice medium tank at least, right here. Much more efficient use of space. We just have to have enough metal fasteners, which I think we should. Tar. I don't remember how tar is made. That's probably a problem. Oh, duh, and the alchemist. All right, and they're making tar, so that works. How are we looking here? Okay, we still don't have any metal fasteners or tar. All right, no surprise there. Oh, am I really going to need to make factories? Storages for every single one of these things? So I've got to have metal fasteners go in the warehouse. Tar goes in a tank, ironically. So if I have one of these here set for metal fasteners, and I make a tank, probably, I guess we could just put this here. Eventually, that'll be a project for them to take on. At least there's food. they got berries, they got some cabbages, and they've got kimchi, so I guess things are all peachy clean over there. Peachy keen, whatever you want to call it. So why have they not... Do we have any extra screw press axles? It doesn't seem so. But at least these are working. Sunflower oil, we probably should relocate the actual storage of that to somewhere over here. I'm just kind of reluctant to mess with too much of that. This is sunflower oil, which is being used... I can't even keep up with all this stuff. Oh, it's being used for the alchemist. Okay, so that makes sense to make the tar. That's fine. Berry juice, I guess they're just storing in the screw press thing. Is that... Why was... That guy was just like flashing. Okay. What building is it that makes the stuff with the berry juice? I don't have any idea. So I guess we could just look here. Fermentation barrels, cooking tent. I don't even know what berry juice looks like to be able to tell. It looks like water. Cooking house. Still don't have an idea what berry juice would go into. Mechanized kitchen house. Seems like maybe there's some sort of a something there. Greater cooking tent. I don't know. I feel like I need substantial text explanations for all of these. But they're doing something with the berry juice, so they must be eating it. That's the only thing I can think of. So got berries. Berry juice shows up as a liquid that they can drink. So I guess that works. That's fine. We do have enough science, and I've been kind of dragging my feet on this. Research the factory, and oh, that's actually not as big as I thought it was. Does it have a stupid location for the power to go into? It has two power inputs. Why does it have two power inputs? That's two. Oh, and is the entrance on the top? Wait, hold on. The entrance is a tube? How does that work? Wait, no, that's just the tube on the top. So do you connect that to something? All right. That actually works out kind of nicely because I can clear out this space here. Yeah, let's do that. Get rid of this. And I believe the factory can just get built immediately right here. And if that... Oh, you stupid... That is annoying. Because... Wait, hold on. Maybe it's not annoying. It has second floor power inputs. I just got to be able to actually have these go in on both sides. Can I connect this way instead? Ooh. I think I can. All right, so new plan. Get rid of this and that immediately. But get that out of here. And then place the factory here. Oh, I measured incorrectly. It's 4 units long, not 3. Yeah, just make sure they're getting rid of that. Has it already made one of these things? Are you kidding me? Come on. Get this thing out of here. Come on. How long does it take to... Okay. Finally. So, this is going to be interesting. Because now I can have this... Well, once this is all built... My god, this takes a lot of stuff to build. I think we can do it. I'm going to wait until this anvil is the only thing left, and then I will get rid of our primitive ironworks. Because we have tools. We have metal fasteners. I'm going to go ahead and have them make... crude saw blades. More metal fasteners. And then we'll have this turned in here. I know this is about to be a drought, and we might end up in hubris mode by not having any other method of making stuff. But we'll see. This might not even be finished by the time the drought comes anyway. This could be a whole lot of nothing. Yeah, it's demanding 250, and this is going to add another 200 to that. So we definitely need more power. I'm not building the billboard again, so don't ask. We learned that one the hard way. If I had a better way to have this put power out, then I would just build a couple of these guys. But this doesn't really generate very much in the first place. So gravity batteries also aren't really going to be our friend here. I cannot build dynamite until I have whoever makes this stuff. Is that... I guess I could just look. Nitroglycerin. Alright, so what takes nitroglycerin? Saltpeter that we don't have. But we do have sunflower oil. I can have... I can just have this guy switch over to saltpeter. So if I can make some nitroglycerin, then we can actually maybe start blowing some stuff up. So if I can do that, I can blow that up. But I know after they have nitroglycerin, there's some other process that has to go into place to do that. I just don't know what it is. Whether that is... see, none of these are making explosives. I don't think it's going to be in metal. Factory, that's not making explosives. No explosives there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Basic village structures, I don't feel like any of this is going to be... Yep, there's our drought warning. Alchemist. That's what we're already doing. Maybe it just happens. Because I have nitroglycerin. So I feel like this is a different name though, so it would have to be a different item. Well, not too much else we can do except just experiment and see what works. Because I imagine as soon as they actually get a path to this, it's going to say they don't have the ingredients for it. So this is actually... oh, it's actually waiting on planks? Huh. So I wonder why. They out of saw blades? That's right, because this guy was supposed to be making... oh, man, what fun we have here. I guess I can just make some crude saw blades. Yeah, so this is waiting. Yep, waiting on planks. We're not going to have any planks. We don't have any crude saw blades. Because this takes a little bit of time to make. Tooth cut planks still is an option, fortunately. Screw press axles. Do we have any of these stored? We have two. Two stored. I do appreciate that they're actually just kind of laying there. So that's interesting. But we might be starting to get into the territory of stuff we're going to have to fix and do next episode. Just looking at length here. But we still did get a pretty good amount of stuff accomplished in this area. Got to get our factory in place. Still needs a little bit of clay, still needs a lot of planks, so I'm definitely not going to get rid of this guy here yet. He's got to make some more saw blades so we can have, you know, actual planks exist. But once they get that saw blade in there, should be able to start going again. Yep, there we go. Make those planks, and then this will be its own thing. I guess we could probably just have these factories be infinitely chained down here as long as there's enough power generation. Of course, this still isn't reachable because they don't have the planks for it. So we can come back to that in a little bit of time. Actually, hold on. Is this... Yes, this is ready for us to put in a wood felling planification lodge. Oh, no, really? Okay. I forgot that that is not a 2x2 building. Well, that problem will solve itself pretty quickly here. We have storage for water. We have storage for tar. We have our brambleflower warehouse and our cabbage warehouse complete. We're making kimchi. The beavers seem to be functional over here. I don't know that they're happy, but they are functional. They're not dead. They're pumping water. They're getting bramble flowers. So, you know, it's working. It's working out okay. And our lumberjack is... Davey over here is lumberjacking, I suppose. So that's kind of functional. Still waiting on the planks. But the good news is they are, in fact, making planks. So I think they're going to the factory first. Factory's done. Outside of the clay and the anvil, which definitely is going to be a next time thing. I just want to see. Just want to see if I can get this dynamite constructed now that we have nitroglycerin. Unless it's a separate building. I don't know. Well, it says waiting for materials. Does that mean they're going to... Yep, can't get required materials. Okay. So somewhere out there is a building deep within the labyrinthinian confines of this mod's lore is a building that will make dynamite. I don't know what it is. So that will be, I guess, something to look for next time. What do I have these guys set to make? Saw blades? Yeah, I probably should have them make a few more saw blades. Right now, I guess we'll just keep on doing what we're doing. So if you have any idea how in the world I'm supposed to make dynamite, please let me know. Otherwise, not too much else that we need to be getting done here. At least for the rest of this episode. So I think this is probably a pretty good spot to go ahead and leave it for today. Food supply in this district is not looking fantastic. But, gotta figure out why that is. Maybe it's just because we're eating all of the stuff and all of our librarians are sucking up the resources. So maybe that's something we can solve next time. But for right now, it's about to be drought time. So this is a good time as any to leave that for the next episode. So thank you very much for watching. Appreciate you as always. Any comments, questions, concerns, advice on dynamite building, or other things, always welcome the comments. I do read all of them, and I very much appreciate you taking the time to say hi or whatever it is that's on your mind. And I hope you'll check out the other series we've got. We've got Folktales coming again tomorrow, and then, of course, the Update 5 Iron Teeth series has been fantastic so far. So hopefully you're doing all of that fun stuff. Outside of that, that's all we got. We'll see you in the next episode. Thanks again to the Beard Boosters for making all of this possible. With their support, you can see their names on the screen here. If you want to have any involvement in that, there's links in the description, but please don't ever feel obligated. It's just nice that you're here, and nice that we get to enjoy a little bit of time together playing these games. So have a fantastic rest of your day. Stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.